Welcome, everybody. I'm sure you guys were all wondering where we were at the last 2 weeks. We were enjoying ourselves. At least I was.
I was too.
I don't.
I don't know
Yeah, I
about
think.
I was. I had a good
Yeah,
time.
I think we both were. I just didn't want to speak for you, but I think we both had.
Nah.
We enjoyed ourselves. Quite a dead time. I know, like Super Bowl happened. Niners lost. What's new? And that's all fun. Chiefs won again. Patrick Mahomes is the GOAT. Clearly.
Okay.
Um,
Slow down. Slow down.
Nah, we could easily say that. But yeah, guys, Austin Ollie is a sports podcast. We're back out of here. Episode 25. That's crazy. That's a quarter.
Hey, come on now. Come on
That's
now.
a
I feel
quarter.
good. I feel good. Had a nice little reset. Life's been
Yeah.
busy. We went out of town. Nice
Mm-hmm.
little 2 week hiatus. We're back.
Yeah.
We're in
We're
the
back though.
trade deadline. Trade deadline just happened. So, Mavs are really in the thick of their season right now.
Yup.
Spring training's back. Position players reported today for the Rangers. Pitchers have been back. Cowboys, got a new defensive coordinator. That's big news, man. I feel like we're slowly starting to get back college baseball. Well, I
Oh
don't
yeah,
know how
that's
much.
kicking in.
I don't know. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
how much we'll really cover on the podcast, but college baseball is kicking in. It's been a little cold over the weekend, but the weather's starting to get a little bit better. St. Patrick's Day is coming up.
Coffin
Gonna
weather,
be able
St. Patty's Day.
gonna be able to start day drinking. Oof. Come on now, bro. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice.
Make it seem like we're
So
alcoholics, man. Happy about St. Patty's Day and day drinking, bro. But that excites me.
it's a
I'm not
month
gonna
away.
lie.
It's a
It
month away.
excites me.
I haven't been drinking. Aside from when we were in Mexico, I haven't drank. So
Missing out.
I need to look forward to something.
Missing out.
Yeah, it's a fun time. Every now and then I do miss a nice ice cold Coors Light. Ice cold
Yeesh.
Coors Light. Come on now.
Nothing beats that, man.
That's what I'm saying.
But
That's
yeah,
what I'm saying.
we're gonna get back into it, guys. Like I said, 25 episodes, and we're going at a ham for a long time. So we all needed a reset. We're all human, Life happens. We had a
Yep.
lot of shit happen. Just we went into Mexico. We'll get into that
Busy,
a little
yeah.
bit. We'll talk about that. How we had our trip. We'll briefly talk about the Cowboys. Some stuff happened with Dan Quinn leaving, and don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Facts.
Got a new hire with Mike Zimmer. We'll talk about that. Some Micah stuff. Dallas Mavericks trade, like how Austin mentioned, and how we, man, oh man, how does it feel to have two centers on the Dallas Mavericks team?
Crazy.
I never thought I'd see the day. NBA All-Star Weekend. How can we make it more entertaining or make it more just
Worth our while,
for Luka to even try to get 10 points, man? Like,
You got that triple sevens, bro. You got the triple sevens. That's what he wanted.
And I wouldn't be surprised if that's what he was going for. He tries harder at his fit than he does at the game.
It was a good fit too. It was a good fit.
It was. He was the Don with that for sure.
Facts.
And then baseball is so close to being back. It's so close you can smell it. Pitchers and catchers reported last week, and then opposition players reported this week. And I can't wait, man. I can't wait. I'm hopefully supposed to be at opening day, and I just
okay.
Man. Oh, but let's get into it. Where were we this past week, Austin? Tell the folks where we're at.
Yes, we were in the beautiful state of Jalisco in central Mexico. This is where Oliver's family, my wife's family, which again, Oliver's cousin, that's where their whole family's from, where they grew up. And it was Carnival, so it was basically like Mardi Gras, but Mexico's version and how they do it.
That's a good way to put it.
So we were there from last Friday to Wednesday, or Friday to Wednesday. So we are back, finally getting the swing of things. It was cool. We got to see, how to, a little bit of drinking, a little bit of bandas, a little bit of, dancing, a little concert, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Nah, it was fun. Hey, we were getting after it. It was a good time though. Good food, good eats, good people. No, it was a good time, bro. It was a lot of fun. Really enjoyed it. Got to hang out around family too, which was nice. And I had a really good time. So it was cool.
Yeah, I'm glad you were able to come. I know you. It's like surprising, like all the time y'all been together, and this is your first time going to Jalos.
I know. Yeah, she hasn't been there in 11 years.
She hasn't been there in a long time too.
Yeah, so it's been since we've been dating. So which is crazy to think about for me at least. So yeah, man, it was fun. I loved it. It was a lot of fun, and like I said, I think I really had a good time. The bandas were crazy. Drinking was fun. Really just hanging out with friends, just being around people, right? Like just I think that's kind of why we enjoy the drinking aspect, because it's we're around friends and hanging out and building relationships, and at the end of the day, that's kind of what it's about. So no, it was fun, man. It was a lot of fun, really cool town, and really cool experiences for sure.
Yeah, it was no worries in the world. It was just you wake up and then it was, or at least for it was like I'd wake up with my friends everywhere. We had stayed in that big
Yeah,
ass house, or not even big ass house,
yeah,
but
it's like
just
a frat house
all
basically.
these. we we turned our grandma's house into a frat house, basically is what happened. But yeah, I was just wake up and then let's go do this, let's go do that, and you're out all day, and then yeah, I felt lazy just because all I did was eat and drink.
Yeah.
But like I told you, I averaged like 15,000 steps out there
Yes, bro.
because
I know.
we
I
were
lost
never
weight.
once. I was in the car once. Did you actually?
Yeah, I lost.
I was scared to step
I lost like
on
3 pounds.
scale.
I lost 3 pounds. I was like,
Damn.
oh man, with as much beer and like just food, I was like, damn, I really had
Yeah,
to probably gain weight. And I stepped on the scale the next day, and I was like down 3 pounds. Like,
but
come
we
on,
walked a shit ton.
we
I
did
totally
walk a
kind of like
lot,
forget that aspect. We were walking the whole time. Like
and it's
I
not
was in the
like, and
car
also like
once. Yeah,
when we were eating, I feel like it was a lot of like snacking, never like it was like a massive full meal.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
maybe we had a couple tacos, maybe we had a torta, like maybe we had stuff like that, but we never had a
yeah.
full like sit down meal really where like you're
Hmm.
just like stuffing your face. So nah, it was cool. It was
No,
cool.
yeah, definitely. It was just something to eat a little bit so you don't get too fucked up at night. That's basically
Hammered.
what it was.
Yeah,
And
that's
then when you
facts.
got hammered, you'd get that after that late
You
night
really needed that
burger, hot dog wrapped in
oof.
bacon, or tacos.
Bro, I'm
I
so
had
mad
tacos like four
a
times.
I never had a hot dog. I never got
You
one.
didn't? You didn't have a little throw
No, I
missile
would
out there, bro?
no, bro. I wanted one. We almost did on the last night, bro. They were selling them 3 for 60 pesos. Three
I
for
think
60.
I think my last night I had one. It was two for like 50. I saw they were
Yeah,
wrapped
it
in bacon. I
was.
was like, yeah, give me two of them bitches. And then
Yeah, I
oof.
would have. It would have been a bad day to be a
Yeah.
hot dog. I'll tell you that much.
Oh yeah, but it was something. It was fun. And we're back at it. So are you back into like your
Like
regular like
routine.
schedule, or are you routine, or is it still like you're like dreading it still?
Um, I think yeah. At this point, yeah, we're kind of back in the regular routine. We were like what? We were dog sitting this weekend too, so that kind of like
Mm-hmm.
threw a little bit of a routine. So
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, for the most part, back in it. You know, going to the gym in the mornings. I got to get back out running. That's probably the big thing that I got to do. But
Oof.
that's
I
coming
said I
later
was
this
gonna be
week, I'm sure.
running. I said I was gonna be
I'm
running.
telling
I
you,
haven't
bro. I'm
ran
telling
a
you, bro.
bit,
It's
bro.
nice. It's nice. You don't gotta go fast.
I know the weather about to start getting nicer, so I'm gonna use that
It's good
excuse. That's
weather,
the
bro. It's
weather.
good
So we're starting
weather,
to get good
bro.
weather. So I mean, I do cardio at the gym, but it's
I
just
hate cardio at the gym. I do. I don't like it.
I just get on the stairmaster
Like
for
I'd
like
rather be
15 minutes,
outside.
get on TikTok, bro, and just scroll.
Oh yeah, that's
And
facts.
time
That's
goes by
fair.
quick. Time goes by
That's
quick.
fair.
Well, enough of that. I
Anyway,
know our fans are jealous and are missing our sports
yeah,
talk. So I
yeah.
guess we
I
should
think both of us on. I mean, if we
air
want to
into it. Yeah.
plug the Instagram really quick. You know,
Oh
both of
yeah,
us, our
please do. Yeah.
personal Instagrams, we were dropping some heat with the pictures
Yeah.
from while we were in Mexico. So you know,
Mm-hmm.
that's gonna be in the show notes. But also, we want to talk about this show's Instagram, this show's TikTok. All the stuff's in the show notes for sure. But Instagram is at Austin_and_Ollie. On TikTok, we're at Austin and Ollie. And then YouTube, Austin Ollie Sports Podcast. Also,
Yeah.
all that stuff will be in the little border that you see if you're watching on YouTube, or I guess
Yep.
Spotify too, who does the video podcast, which is pretty neat. So yeah,
Mhm.
guys, check us out on that. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. Hit the like button. Maybe give us a little rate 5 stars if we kind of do it for you, which is cool. That'd be nice.
Yup.
We appreciate it. Helps us get our name out there, kind of spread it out. We really like doing this, and it's a little bit of a passion project for us, but it's still fun. And if it was able to blow up, that's something that we would definitely love. So
Oh yeah.
cool. Getting into the meat of the episode now. NFL, Dallas Cowboys. Basically big news, right? Dan Quinn, we kind of knew was in the running for a lot of head coaching jobs. I think you and I both thought it was going to be Seattle, was kind of going to be where it ended up, but ended up going to a division rival in taking the head coach job for the Washington Commanders. And in turn, the Cowboys hired a new defensive coordinator, thank goodness, to get Dan Quinn out there, and Mike Zimmer, who previously, way back in the day, I think it was Bill Parcells era, he
Yeah, it was
worked
a long time
for the
ago.
Cowboys. And then he was most recently the head coach for the Minnesota Vikings. Sorry, Minnesota Vikings in Minneapolis, Minnesota. So yeah, man, what do you think? How is that going to kind of make a little bit of a change from what we've seen with Dan Quinn? Pros, cons, kind of all that stuff.
it's gonna be hopefully put the defenders in just like a different headspace.
Yeah, that's facts.
Because all the videos I've seen is like Mike Zimmer just chewing the fuck out of everyone out, and I feel that's what they kind of needed is like being held accountable, and a little bit of like how Micah was talking about it. I heard this interview. I think Trevor Lawrence or DeMarcus Lawrence was talking about how he was tired or something. I didn't hear his part, but I heard Micah's part.
Yeah,
how
weak.
he
like
didn't really,
weak.
yeah, he didn't like that. That he's like, no, like you should be. I don't like being around that type of culture. So it's the whole media is just kind of like throwing it against Micah, and it's like, oh, so do you not like DeMarcus Lawrence? Do you want him out? This
Yeah,
and
okay.
that. And hopefully they just fight it out. It's probably just media being media. I mean, it's the Cowboys, especially Michael Parsons gives the media almost every single day something to talk about because he's always talking. But I mean, I like to hire Mike Zimmer. Hopefully, like I said, just drill some shit into their head and stop being so soft because I feel like we've been soft for a pretty long time. I think we're all talk. I mean, even Micah. I mean, he's calling some the lion or whatever, and then big games happen and you disappear. And also with Dan Quinn, I mean, also we're all talking about, I mean, recency bias. I mean, the last three years we were top 10 at least defense. We were loving him when he's. I mean, that's the thing with sports, and that's the thing that you have to know what you're getting into. I mean, we're gonna love you at your highest, and we're gonna hate you at your lowest. I mean, true or not true with any sports team.
Facts.
We're always gonna be there, and then for the good ones and the bad ones, but we're gonna make sure you know when it's the bad ones, and especially with the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, I don't know how many times we have to say it, but I mean, it's always gonna be America's team, whether you like it or not. People are watching you; they want you to lose. That's the reason we get viewerships. That's where you get most primetime games, no matter how bad we are. So,
yep.
I think we were a little harsh on Dan Quinn, but I mean, I'm on your boat too. It was like get him the fuck out of here. Getting dropped 40 points at home is insane.
You need a change at some point. Is ultimately kind of what it boiled down to.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at stats of Mike Zimmer, and I want to say when in Minnesota. 5 of his 8 years, they were top 10 in defense, or in like top 10 in points against, which is consistent, right? Which is good. That's kind of what we need. And I want to say he was also first in 2015 or 2017, one of those 2 years. And then the other thing that was big that I feel like is just such a big issue with this Cowboys team is just discipline and penalties. And each of his 10 years with the Vikings, I want to say 8 of those he was within the top 10 least most penalized teams.
Wow. Yeah, that's massive.
Really, like, it helps in regards to just kind of instilling a sense of discipline to the team, right? Not to say that Big Mike doesn't instill that, but I think the big thing is, like, Dan Quinn is obviously, right, such a player's coach, somebody that is ultimately like loved by all these guys. Like, maybe Mike Zimmer, the hard ass that's like jumping on you whenever you make a mistake, that's gonna yank Sam Williams whenever he roughs the punter, that's gonna like what I mean, that just like has that little bit of like hard-nosed football that maybe that's what the Cowboys need. They need somebody to get in their ass and to really like say, hey, like figure it out, like come fix it. And you got it. It's all about the details, and that's what separates the winning teams from the losing teams is the little bitty itty bitty details, and that's something that Mike Zimmer can help with. So I like.
Yeah,
it.
and I'm assuming Mike Zimmer is going to be on the sidelines, right? Since Dan Quinn was on the booth.
Yeah, he's.
So I know that makes a big difference too, because like, not that I'm opposed to it. I mean, it's kind of like, I mean, every once in a while you see offensive coordinators or defensive coordinators up in the booth. But maybe he is like ripping them apart. So like, hey, pick up the phone. He just yells at him, whatever. Okay, cool. You just kind of put the phone down.
Yeah.
Okay. But what do you do when he's there and he's pointing you out and he's calling you out in front of everyone?
Exactly.
So I know that. I mean, I don't know. That's probably something like just small, but that could probably definitely help. And I think it'll show if it's just the players that are being stupid and just causing all these penalties, or because I don't know. Because I feel like a coach can only do so much for penalties.
No, I agree. And at the end of the day, right, it also is on the player. Like, you can say, like, until we're blue in the face, like, we need to make a coaching change. But at the end of the day, it's the players are the ones that are going out there and making the plays, and the players aren't getting it done. That's on the players too. And I think that the players need to have a little bit of accountability and say, hey, maybe we were the ones that are for the reason why we got embarrassed at home. And I think that that's something that, maybe Mike Zimmer helps instill a little bit of accountability that maybe hasn't been there, or, eliminates some of that weak mindset of say, man, we were tired, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, like it's the playoffs. Like it doesn't matter how long the season is. Everybody's played 17 games at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's tired. So I mean, somebody's got to figure it out, and that's you got to eliminate that weak mindset. And it's just a whole mentality thing that like, all right, it's the playoffs. Like now it's the time to be a fucking killer. Like now is the time to go out there and dominate and to show like who we are as a team. And it's exactly what we didn't do. We just folded whenever the stakes got the highest. So yeah, I like the hire. I think it wasn't somebody that was necessarily on the top of my list,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm also like, yeah, I think it's there's only one way to find out if it's going to work, and I think that it's a good shout. So I'm cool with it.
Yeah, so I was happy with it. It was him, and then who was the other guy? And I think because Mike Zimmer too doesn't have a good
Was it
history
Wink
against like
Martindale?
Against
The old Giants defensive coordinator, which I'm glad I would rather have Zimmer than
no,
Wink.
me too. Like I said, I need someone just hard hit football, and then it was Zimmer that that's good against the Shanahan tree too.
Yeah, he's good.
Okay, so that's massive. That's
yeah,
massive.
Exactly.
That is
and
massive.
then I think another thing that I thought was good about it was retaining Al Harris, the defensive backs coach.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
he
that's
was a hot
somebody
name.
that's like clearly like in the last couple years, right, since we've had Trey Diggs and Deron Bland and all that stuff. Like he's helped and developed these guys. So that's somebody to retain that we needed.
I saw that coming from a mile away. If you're on the YouTube, this is funny.
I was trying so hard. I felt it coming, and I was like, all right, let me finish my thought.
But if you're just listening, I just saw this man. Austin just like keep wrinkling his nose, and I was like, "What is this? This guy have a twitch that I did not know about?" And I saw him put the hand on the mic and just let it rip.
Had to.
Oh man, oh man. All right, moving on. One last thing for the Cowboys. Does Micah just need to shut the hell up? I guess he loves the media attention. And did you see his tweets too, where he was taking pictures of those fans following him at the airport?
Yeah.
It's like he forgets that he's famous, and like, I mean, you're famous. Like, what do you expect? I mean, that's the thing that you have to deal with when you're Michael Parsons or just someone. I know it's not. I'm not saying the fans are right in this thing, but like, I mean, think about it, if it's LeBron, he's probably gonna get followed, but he's probably gonna have security with him. But I don't know. I just thought it was kind of childish on his part.
Yeah, I think that he's not the best when it comes to confrontations on media. And I think that his podcast doesn't help, right? And he's building his brand, and that's cool. Like that's exactly what Jerry Jones wants. But also, it doesn't necessarily help that, like, I think there's a certain sect of Cowboys fans that are like, hey, like just please just get the attention off of us. And I think that's how we want it, right? At least me, right? I'm tired of like defending the Cowboys and say, oh my gosh, like here we go again, another year. Another failure, another time that, our players are just going to talk too much game. And then when it comes to it matters most, we're just going to fucking disappear. And I think that all this is doing is just building a media narrative against the like it's building a narrative for the media against the Cowboys. And it's just stop giving them so much ammo, I think is kind of how I feel about it.
Yeah, he's giving them a hell of ammo, I'm telling you that.
So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. He just, and then like, it just, I don't know. The podcast doesn't help. And then maybe he likes it. But like you said, it does feel like, fuck, dude, you just keep giving them more and more to talk about. And then, I mean, that's what they want. I mean, that's what runs the ratings, brings the viewers up, and just has people engaged. So props to him.
I think that there's a good and a bad way to do podcasts from a player's standpoint, especially when they're in season. Like, I'm not saying that I personally have a single problem with him doing a podcast in general. I don't have a problem with him doing a podcast in season because I don't. I think that it's ridiculous for fans to think that 1,000% of their time is to be football, because it's not. Like, no. You and I are both athletes, and we know, like, all right, like, hey, like, we're gonna spend as much time as we need to spend at our sport. But at the end of the day, like, you need some sort of method, whether it's video games or whether it's hanging out with your friends or hanging out with your spouse, like to get away from the game. And that's 100%. But I think the way to go about it is there's so many podcasts that talk about things other than their sport, and they may mention to be like, I had a bad game, and there's cool pieces where you can peek behind the curtain and be like, this is what we saw. this is kind of how it was, and it's dissecting some stuff. But then also it's just like you got to stop building so much media narrative behind it. But also I think that's the point of it's the Cowboys. It's the star on the helmet.
Mm-hmm.
And if it was a small media market, say it was Arizona or say it was Tampa Bay, like it's not getting near the attention that happening when it's the Cowboys, just because it's the star in the helmet, it's the media market, it's the team, and that just is what it is, right?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And then I mean, because you have the Kelsey brothers with their podcast, and then they keep it somewhat like whatever the world's going on, and then they talk about football for a little bit. I personally haven't even listened to Micah's podcast.
I haven't
so
either.
I don't even so I don't know what he talks about on there, but I mean, obviously people we're gonna listen to. I mean, the bad stuff that everyone talks about, and that's just gonna happen. And then one last thing on Micah, and we can transition to NBA. As you guys saw, he was in the All-Star game, and he was a tryhard. Was it 31,
bucket,
37
bro.
shots? He is a bucket, but was it 37 shots attempted?
I don't even know. I know he put up almost.
It was 31 or 37. But hey, I forget how good NFL athletes can be, especially like in basketball. I mean, you saw what's his face? My Puka Nacua. He was out there hooping too.
Oh yeah, crazy.
He was getting up there. He was getting up there.
Nice little dunk.
Yeah, and then they just didn't want to pass the ball to Kai Cenat, and I thought that was really funny too.
Yeah, disrespectful.
But yeah, I mean, Twitter had a field day with Micah and just saying like, this guy's such a fucking tryhard. Like he had, I think it was 37 shots attempted in the All-Star celebrity.
He ended up with 30. He ended up with 37 points, and I can't find his.
So it's probably 31 attempts.
I think he
was
37
attempts.
I think it was 37 points on 31 attempts.
Yeah,
but he was a hooper. I think he was a pretty good hooper in high school, if I'm correct.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it's just.
Oh,
I mean,
so he was 7. Okay, he was 17. He was 17 to 31, with 16 rebounds and 4 steals. I mean, that's efficient.
16
that's an efficient
boards.
16 boards, bro. That's efficient.
See, like we need guys like that in the All-Star game.
Come on now.
And I mean, you had Karl-Anthony Towns. You had Karl-Anthony Towns drop like 50 points, and then who cares? Last night.
Okay, it's Cat.
No
Nobody cares. It's the West All-Stars was the Monstars and Cat.
I love that. I actually love that. It was like just regular Twitter, like NBA Twitter, and they were just like, look at all these hoopers, and it was Karl-Anthony Towns. And I'm like, I love this. He's just getting this slander. I'm like, it's not even just us, it's everyone. I'm like, everyone doesn't like him. Good.
No.
Good.
All right. Yeah.
So
let's get I guess we're transitioning to NBA
Dallas Mavericks. Yeah, let's go Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah.
Some trade stuff happened. If you guys missed it, Grant Williams, get the fuck out of here.
You and your yapper, baby. He's gone.
He was a yapper and he was bad at basketball.
You can yap and be good at basketball. Yeah,
and he was fat.
Yap and be good at basketball, but you can't yap and be bad at basketball.
And be fat. Don't forget the fat part. Yeah. He's fat.
He is fat.
Man, oh man.
You know what my favorite part? You know what my favorite part was? It was maybe 30 minutes after the trade was final, and it was already somebody on Twitter that sent like a Zillow post and said, "Oh, Grant Williams' trade went through, and it was his house for sale."
I heard it on sale. Oh, dude, that props to Twitter, man. They're fast. I mean, I don't think I'm ever gonna be away from Twitter. It's so funny. Just anything they say, the way they could just, man, it makes my day. It makes my day. So yeah, Grant Williams, Seth Curry, and a 2027 first round pick for PJ Washington, and a 2024 and 2028 second round pick we got in return.
Yeah, which we didn't have a pick in this. We didn't have a pick until this draft, or in the draft, and then now we do. Now we got a second round pick. I think it's the Celtics.
We got Jaden Hardy in a second round pick. So
I will say it is the Celtics second round pick. So right now that would be pick number 60. So maybe Mr. Irrelevant, but hey, look at Brock Purdy. I don't fucking mention him. He's a fucking
bum. He's a fraud.
Jokic was like what? He was in the 40s or 50s.
During a Taco Bell commercial. Yeah.
Yeah, it's facts. So hey, it's at least something. It gives us something. It's more than we had. So I don't know. I think I want to say that this season without Grant Williams, the Mavs are 8-0.
Yeah.
Which I think is all you need to know.
And I think
Also with
I might be wrong, but I think the Hornets are also undefeated with
so
Grant Williams now.
Grant Williams without the Mavericks, I think he's 3-0 or 4-0. So,
Yeah. So
I mean, it wasn't a good fit. I think at the end of the day, it just wasn't a good fit.
yeah, I think we just kind of boosted him a little bit, or I don't know. I was excited when
he came out so hot. He came out so hot.
yeah, he did come out so hot. We talked about it. I mean, he came out shooting lights out from 3 pointers, and we said, hey, he's not going to keep this up. Like, let's be realistic. And we
Yeah.
didn't get him for a scorer. A scorer is most sort of like defending wise. But even in his interview, he said that. I mean, I forgot what interview it was with. I forgot who it was, but he was just saying how he came in out of shape and he had lost a lot of weight already. And I'm just like, well, you already fucked it like that. Coming like you're a professional athlete
Yeah.
and coming in overweight. So yeah, it just wasn't a good fit. And the things that are coming out, and it's obviously from Tim McMahon. And like, I don't know how you feel about Tim McMahon, but
Yeah.
it seems like there's always something negative coming out of his mouth. So I don't know if I trusted too much about him saying how the team didn't like him because he talked a lot or whatever. He was just, but I don't know, judging a book by its cover, it kind of looks like he is the type of guy to do that. Where he just kind of doesn't shut up.
Yep.
There's a clip of like Grant talking and Kyrie is just kind of giving him a face like, bro, please stop.
Oh, yes. It was, and that was like right before he got traded too. It was like a couple games before he got traded. He's like, oh, this is the moment GM Kyrie knew he was gone.
Oh yeah. So that was part of the first trade. And then Daniel Gafford, and if you guys were active listeners in Austin Ollie, Austin did mention this was one of the guys on the list. Yeah, look at him. He knows ball.
He knows ball.
He was definitely one of the guys, and I think I may be wrong, but if we look at it, and there was all these like high names, it was like Kyle Kuzma, so and so, and I think I told you I was like, dude, we're gonna end up with Daniel Gafford out of all these guys. I think this is who we're gonna get.
And he's stud.
Finally, yeah, he's a fucking stud. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was at work. I saw the notification from Woj, and I acted without thinking, and I was just like, who the fuck did we just get? Like, Daniel Gafford's a goofy ass name.
He is. It's a goofy name. But that
I looked up the stats, and it was what? He's averaging a double-double?
Yeah, that dude can hoop. It's like 10-9 maybe.
Or 10 and what's 9, crazy close.
And what's crazy is that doesn't even feel like it's a lot. But like, aside from our Lord and Savior Dwight Powell, we've had one real center that's 19 years old all season. He's a 19-year-old center that, like, Luka. I don't know if you listen to JJ Redick's podcast with Luka, but and Luka like goes and raves like Derek Lively's a great player and he has a great career ahead of him, but he's 19. His mom lives with him still. Like, he's a 19-year-old kid. He played 1 year of college ball. I think he averaged 5 points at Duke his freshman year.
Yeah, he wasn't offensive at all. No.
He was, and so he's learning so much, and to have somebody that. And Daniel Gafford's not a finished product by any means. I think he's 25, maybe 26 on his second contract. And to have something like that that's, been in the league for, let's call it 4 years at this point, that can, one, like, be the guy right now while Lively's still developing. Let's get to year 3 Lively, year 4 Lively, while Daniel Gafford's getting to the end of his deal now. Like, that's going to be a scary, scary, scary center rotation to where now, right? Yeah. Like, if Lively gets in foul trouble, which he's done this year, we're like, oh my gosh, like, maybe, I guess, like, we hope that Maxi Kleber can do something or that Dwight Powell can do something. But now, oh, hey, D-Live gets in a little bit of foul trouble. That's fine. We got Daniel Gafford on the bench. We got him to pick it up. And, I mean, in the 3 games that we've had with him, it shows that he can be that lob threat for Luka and Kyrie and all that. And so, which is crazy to me because I feel like Rashawn Holmes, which was one of the pieces that got traded away, I really feel like, I don't know if he didn't get he got a bad run, or he just really never got significant time. And I feel like he could have been that piece, but just like for whatever reason just didn't happen, right? But I mean, I think that I really think that this is the best supporting cast that the Mavs have surrounded Luka with. And the good thing about it is everybody's young. With the exception, I say with the exception of Kyrie, and Kyrie's 29 or 30 or 31. And everybody is under contract and secured under contract, except for Luka, who's getting ready to come to a contract year after this year. Whereas I think PJ is in the first year of a 4-year deal. Daniel Gafford's in the second year of a 4-year deal. Josh Green, who's been playing a lot more minutes recently, is in the first year of an extension. We're going to have to re-up Jaden Hardy here soon. He's almost done with his deal. But like other than that, like big, and then, I mean, obviously, right? D Live is in the first year of his rookie year, so we
Mm-hmm.
have a lot of guys that are really under contract for a minute. So we're gonna this is gonna allow us to kind of build a core and allow these guys to mesh more and more in like, you know, that like PJ Washington, right? Like gives us a third scoring option or fourth scoring option that we can have.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like he hasn't really shot the ball well, but that's fine. Like he's playing great defense. He's clearly in
Like
shape.
great defense. Mm-hmm.
I mean, and at the end of the day, right? Like he keeps playing. Like if he doesn't shoot the ball, like I think that's the biggest problem we had with Grant Williams, right? Like if Grant Williams didn't shoot well, that's fine. So if you're not shooting well, understandable. Do something that makes you worth being on the floor. And his defense was supposed to be that that saving grace, but he came in out of shape, so his defense wasn't good. And then even though he knew he wasn't shooting well, he kept shooting the ball. Like PJ, I think, has been that guy. Like, okay, maybe he's not shooting well, but he's played good defense. He's like he takes his shots that he needs to take, but he's not shooting 15 shots a game, 12 shots a game. He's shooting 5, 7 at the most.
Yeah, like small sample size with the last game that before the All-Star break against the Spurs absolutely demolished him.
Yeah,
and I think they switched him onto Wembanyama, and he held him down to like I think he scored like 3 buckets or something like that. And he was if you were watching that game, Wembanyama was having a field day in the first quarter. Yes. Absolute field day with Gafford on him. He just couldn't handle him. Finally switched him, and then PJ Washington ends that game with 3 points. Right, 28 minutes played, plus or minus of 19 though.
Crazy. And in really the third quarter when they switched on to him, if I'm correct, that game it was pretty close going into half. And then third quarter, whenever Wemby kind of gets slowed down by PJ, that's when we really start opening up the lead. And I think we get it to like 20 by the end of the third, something crazy. So, it's just like just little things like that where, and I think that like, you know, the All-Star break came at a good time. It allowed the guys to kind of get together. I mean, maybe they're probably going to be out on taking like a little vacation or whatever still, but
Luka already or today posted he was at I don't know where he was at. He was already gone. I'm sure he took like right when that game ended, boom.
He took a PJ out and go somewhere else. Yeah. But I don't know. So I like it, and I think that this is really just this is the best team that I feel like the Mavs have had since Luka's been around.
Oh no, I think for sure. I mean, you go back to even the team that went to the Western Conference Finals. You had Reggie Bullock playing. You had Franklin Lakina getting some minutes. I mean, Dorian Finney-Smith. Yeah, I mean, Luka makes players better here, but you look at him now at a different team. And the thing is, like, if you would have told me right before like our last podcast, like 2 weeks ago, that you were gonna make this team better, and you still kept Josh Green, Jaden Hardy, and Tim Hardaway,
crazy.
I would have been like, no. How would you make this team better without giving away those pieces? You give away Grant Williams, Seth Curry, and Rashawn Holmes,
which is some
and a pick for some first round picks. But so it's like you want to go all in. It's really, I mean, they did go like you said, fuck them picks. Like you said, we had no draft capital this year, and now we do. I mean, it's not the best, but it's still something. But what else do you have?
I mean, yeah, I think that this is like, and I guess getting into the next question on the list is right. Like, what is the team's upside? And I think that, you know, going into the season, you and I both said win a playoff series. I think that was a realistic expectation, right? And you know, we've kind of been toying at like the 6th seed play-in. Like, I think now, you know, the West is opening up. You know, it's competitive, but I mean, the Mavs are on a 6-game win streak. They're gelling. People are starting to get healthy. We're finally getting Kyrie playing. We're getting Luka playing. D-Live's healthy now. So, I mean, if these guys can stay healthy, dude, like, I think, like, genuinely now that we have another big man in Daniel Gafford, PJ can guard. He could probably guard 1 through 5, I would say.
Yeah.
I mean, that's such a big boost. And honestly, I think now, I mean, if the stars aligned, people stay healthy, like, there's no reason why the team couldn't win a championship. Really, there's not. No, I don't know.
The thing is, like, I was thinking about it today. Like, you're not wrong.
I don't think it's realistic this year. I'll say that. I don't think it's realistic this year. I think realistically this year, the most I can expect is Western Conference Finals. But also, when you get to the Western Conference Finals, you can win the whole thing. It's not like, you know what I mean? Like, it
Yeah.
is a big step, but also you're one of the top 4 teams in the league at that point. Like, who's not to say any given night you can't compete and you can't win that series? It's just, I think the big key with this team is staying healthy and having that opportunity to gel and to really get guys as, like, not bought in, but like really, like, understanding the roles and really just building the chemistry.
Yeah, I
And
think what you said right there, like understanding your role, which is massive in
yes,
any team. I mean, any championship team. You look at the Rangers, your World Series champs are coming back
yes,
soon, by the way. It's just knowing your role. You got guys like Travis Jankowski that came in for the ALCS MVP, and we're not asking you to be World Series MVP. We're asking you to string some hits every now and then, get a run in, get on base, get whatever. And I think Tim Hardaway. Tim Hardaway, you're really streaky. You got some terrible shot selection. If you're 1 for like 9 that night and it's halftime, maybe it's not your day. Just recognize the game, recognize what you got to be doing.
But then it could be. But he could turn it around. But he could turn it around.
Man. But yeah, I think just knowing your role, like you said, I mean, I'm pretty sure we still lead the league in most different starting rotations played, or just rotations in general played.
Yeah.
Because how many times have we had to see, I can't even think of their names, like G League players have to come in and play.
Oh my God.
I was at a game where like
AJ Lawson.
There's another guy, Brandon. I want to say Brandon.
Oh yeah,
Knight,
I know
but
you're
I might
talking
be
about.
wrong.
00? Is it 00?
00. Yeah. So, I mean, I was at a game. I told you Luka was out, Kyrie was out, Dante Exum was out, Josh,
That's
and then Tim Hardaway
That's
was.
a guy that we don't even have back yet.
That's what I'm saying. And now Derrick Jones Jr. is losing time, but he's still valuable in the way of how he can just be explosive on the offensive end and be a really good defender. Like, we're so deep. And if we would have got Spencer Dinwiddie, oh, fuck Spencer Dinwiddie. I don't know if you want to talk about Spencer Dinwiddie. He's a pussy.
No, yeah, I don't even need to worry about him.
Yeah, he's a pussy. If you guys didn't hear, he tried to call us soft or whatever. He just wanted to go play with the Lakers. Okay, cool. When you could have come to the team that you played your best basketball ever in your career. And just, that would have been such another good role depth as just another ball handler. But hey,
at the end of the day, he would have been taking minutes away. He would have been taking minutes away from Jaden Hardy, and I'd rather Jaden Hardy get those minutes anyway.
Yeah, so that's fine by me. But I was just like, I don't mind getting that extra hand, just like we've been so hurt and depleted. Like just a night that Kyrie needs off, Luka needs off, or Dante Exum gets hurt again, just stuff like that. But I guess I want to see this team fully healthy. I don't know when the last time this team was fully healthy in. Like Maxi Kleber was finally getting back in, and Maxi Kleber has been playing pretty good.
He's been playing good defense. He's been playing really good defense.
If you see him out there, you got to watch him. He's not a stat guy, or I think he had a pretty good stat line a couple games ago. I don't remember, but he's kind of not confident in his shot yet. He's trying to get back in there, but yeah, I mean, he's just size again. So getting everyone healthy is a priority right now. We've only seen, I think, one game with Derek Lively and Gafford playing was his last one. Yeah.
The Spurs,
The Spurs game. So it's gonna take a while. I mean, we're on a 6-game win streak. This is crazy, and everyone else is still like winning games. So this is not helpful. Yeah. Right now, you're sitting at 7th place, 32-23, and you're 4 games behind the 4th place, which is the Nuggets. But you're only 1 game away from 6th and 5th with the Pelicans in front of you and the Suns. And you tip off against the Suns. Yeah.
Fun fact: Western Conference Finals year, going into the All-Star break, we were what's our record currently?
32-23.
That was our record going into the All-Star. That was our record going into the All-Star break, the Western Conference Finals year.
Man, that team was so bummy.
Dwight
Powell was your center. Dwight Powell was your center. I'm excited, man. It's crunch time now.
I think this has got to be the most excited I've been about a Mavs team in a while.
Oh
I think that they've been crying for center help, and they finally got a guy in the draft with Derek Lively, and then they go in and realize
they took a shot on. They took a really big shot on him.
And they realized hey, if we really, really, really want to be competitive, we need another center, and they did it. They got a guy. And, Daniel Gafford, like you said, is not a flashy name. He's not. but he's the right name and he's the right guy. And I mean, we have so much to play for. I mean, we're at 55 games played, so we got a solid 27 to go, I think, to the run. So I mean, who's to say, right? Like we're 3 games behind the Nuggets right now in 4th place. We're 7 games from first with 27 to go. I'm not saying we're going to get the first, but I'm saying we could close 4 games on the Nuggets. We can close 5 games on the Clippers. The Thunder, I think the Thunder are a great regular season team. I don't think that they're going to be a team that I'm worried about come postseason. I'm not worried about the Suns come postseason. I'm not worried about the Pels. I'm not worried about the Timberwolves. The teams that I'm worried about in the postseason are the Clippers, the Nuggets, and then the Lakers and the Warriors. And that's it. And the only reason why I'm worried about the Lakers and the Warriors is because they've done it in those big situations. None of the other teams
it doesn't
have.
matter. They just got to get in. Yeah, they just got to get in.
They got to get in. They got to get in.
And that's it.
And I mean, I want to say that the Warriors are 8-2 in their last 10. I think the Lakers are 7-3 in their last 10. I mean, hey, this team has every possibility of genuinely hosting a playoff series when, let's say, 8 games ago, we would have never thought.
Oh no. I think now our expectations change. It was before, I think, trying to get out the play-in tournament.
Absolutely.
Realistically, try to be that 6th seed, if anything.
Yep.
But now I definitely think that this team needs to be fighting for a home playoff game, a home playoff series.
Have to fight for a home playoff
and
series.
There's no reason they don't. I think we have one of the easier schedules too. Am I mistaken by that or no?
We have an easy schedule on the run in. I want to say we play the Wizards again, we play the Spurs again. I think we play the Hornets. I think we play the Rockets a couple times. So we have an easy schedule in comparison to I want to say it's the Pelicans, the Suns, the Nuggets. All of them have a lot harder schedules than we do.
Man, oh man, oh man. And what's helpful is that we haven't been known for being the best team in the clutch, and this year we're the best team in the clutch. I don't know what the record is specifically, but we're the best team in the clutch. So that's massive too. And I mean, playoffs are a whole different species, so let's not even talk about playoffs yet. But yeah, if you're a Dallas Mavericks, a Mavericks fan, you're probably listening to me because you are a Mavericks fan or just somewhat. But if you haven't tuned into games, it's time to start tuning into them. They start mattering more. Everyone's gonna start trying harder now. It's crunch time. I mean, all the trades have happened. All-Star break. Everyone's reset. I mean, Kyrie hasn't been touched the basketball in a week, so he's gonna come back just fucking dunking again, bro. That man was dunking, bro. I don't think I could see that ever again.
So I have the strength of schedule for all the teams remaining on the way the rest of the way in. So just talking about teams around us. Let's go from the Warriors up, right? So number 1 hardest strength of schedule is Phoenix. They have the hardest strength of schedule left. They played 2 games. They still have 2 games against the Celtics. They have 2 games against the Timberwolves, 2 games against the Thunder, 2 against the Cavs, 2 against the Clippers, and 2 against the Nuggets. That's by far the hardest strength of schedule left. Moving on to the Clippers are the next team that's kind of in that bunch. They're number 7 with the 7th hardest strength of schedule left. And they have the Timberwolves, they have the Cavs, they have the Nuggets, they have the Bucks and the Suns twice. The Kings are number 8. Lakers are number 10. Pelicans are number 12. Who else do we have? Minnesota's number 20. We're number 21.
Damn.
And then the Nuggets are 23. Oklahoma City's 24. Golden State is 25.
Yeesh.
So,
okay.
I mean, really, teams that are above us, the only 2 teams that are above us that have an easier strength of schedule on the run in, Denver and Oklahoma City. Everybody else, we have a easier strength of schedule than. So,
and we're known for beating good teams or bad teams. I mean, so hopefully, just winning the games you're supposed to, and then get it every now and then. Just beat a good team.
Yeah, and that's it. And just string some wins together. Keep stringing them together.
It's easy.
We'll be all right.
Yeah, it's easy.
Okay. I guess quick last thing in regards to the NBA was obviously right. The NBA All-Star weekend just happened. A big talking point right now is obviously right in the All-Star game on Sunday night, which was last night for us recording. It's 2 nights ago when you guys were listening to it. There was a total of 396 points scored. 0 defense. I mean, obviously you have guys like Luka, like Jokic, that just don't care about the defense. I mean, LeBron played 12 minutes, 13 minutes, like didn't really, do that much. What are your thoughts on the All-Star game? How can NBA improve it? Or, I mean, is it something that, they kind of need to do like the NFL where they do 7-on-7? So do something similar to that.
See, that's what I was thinking. One, I wish I had it pulled up. I don't know how much an All-Star game ticket is, but I hope it's not expensive. I hope no one's paying good money to watch this game because, I mean, yeah, if you're the type of person to go in and just watch, I mean, a team scored 200 points, the most ever in an All-Star game, be my guest. But I like a competitive game more. And it was the youth against like the West could easily, if they were trying, easily demolish the East because that team is insane. If you look at the picture, we talked about it, except for Karl-Anthony Towns, even though he dropped 50 points. Okay, cool. But the East on the other side was a really young team filled with like Brunson, Tyrese Halliburton, Tyrese Maxey. Oh, it's like the new upcoming face of the NBA after these guys kind of leave, if you look at it that way. But I was sitting there thinking, how do you make it better? I mean, the NFL already took, initiative and said, you know what? These guys don't even hit hard. Like and it's at the end of the season, but like these guys got nothing to go for. But the NBA is still halfway through the season, so they still have season to worry about. So I guess I get why they don't try hard. And like now with like load management, thank you Kawhi and Coach Pop for that, where people are just kind of like, I mean, I'm not gonna risk my life for it, which I totally get. Like if I were to find out that Luka got hurt in the All-Star game,
I'd be pissed.
Man, oh man,
I'd be so mad.
So like, how do you make it better? I mean, football already did 7-on-7. I think it is pretty cool. It's just a smaller field. It's still competitive. It's a lot more competitive.
Yes.
So in my head, I'm thinking, I don't know if you want to have like a 3v3 tournament, like either the NBA picks them or just based off like how you did it. You pick your guys. Like Luka gets to pick his guys, and then just make it like a 2-hour thing, 3-hour thing, and like you get breaks, this and that, and then it's just like a single elimination. There's a bracket and everything. I don't know. I feel like that'd be a lot more entertaining. And it's just one side, so maybe people try harder because it's like I said, it's one hoop. So I don't know, man. It's just I get it kind of because it's halfway through the season. You don't want to get hurt, and then there's just tryhards to that play. But
I think you're pretty spot on. My idea was one thing that I think I've heard a lot of, at least from players, is them saying that they want to do a one-on-one kind of tournament. And I think that would be something that would be super interesting. But I like the idea of the 3v3 because I think that it works more with like a team element and all that stuff. So I think what they need to do is I think if they kept, I think it's, 15 players per or 15 guys per conference or something like that. Like if let's say they up it to 16 and each conference is able to make 4 teams of 3. You have one sub, and you play 4 teams of 3 or 4 teams of 4. You have one sub. They play and basically make 8 teams, right? 8 teams of a 3-on-3 kind of deal. And then, like you said, right, like the West plays it out for the best 3-on-3 team. East plays it out 3-on-3 team. Each team has one big, and then or at least one big, because I think that you have to have. I think it's a minimum of 4 bigs that make it, and then a minimum of 10 guards, something like that. I don't know. I like the idea of the 3-on-3 tournament. I think that makes it fun, and it's something that it's not going to be as like as physical, but also still provide some sort of competition. And I think also you got to do something with money. I think at the end of the day, right? Like the Lakers turned into the prime, like Lakers turned into the prime 90s Bulls in the play-in tournament for $500K a person. I mean, imagine even like say the winning team, it was $1 million a person for a 3-on-3 tournament. Like imagine then like what they would do to go and just to hoop and the ball out. So something that I think it's a good idea, and I like that idea, and I think that that's a good improvement on what we have now, because I think in this current iteration it's just not working.
Yeah, I mean, there's a clip of like Kobe talking. I saw it today. He was like, "Yeah, I mean, people used to play defense. Like, it used to be competitive. Like, I mean, he's like, you get better competition in the summer during like a LA Fitness pickup game, and it's like it's true. Like that's without people paying for it. They just see videos. Like, imagine people paying for it. Like that's what people pay for. That's what they want to see. So, and as terrible as it sounds, it might be money, might be the initiative, and like just like, hey, we'll throw some money in there and be like, okay, I guess I'll start trying. Like Jokic, man. Oh man, I mean, him and Luka were just bullshitting there. They were playing tiki-taka across the court, literally. Luka was chucking up shots, tweeting during halftime.
Yeah.
It was just I. You want to make it more worthwhile, and if you want to make it more money wise too for the NBA, each team gets their own jerseys customized by themselves. You sell those, they go for money that people will still buy, so that's more of a money maker. Because the All-Star stuff they do for them is hideous. Luka was out there looking like he was asking for my shoe size for bowling. Everyone was saying,
I'm okay. And if you saw, okay, I think that was a Luka problem. Did you see how Shea was wearing it? Shea looked clean.
You look at Shea, yeah, and then look at Luka. Like, Luka has no aura, at least in the All-Star game. Outside of it, yes, but they're presenting him and everything and all his accolades, and he's literally just standing there like, he's not
he didn't want to be there, bro.
Not even a smile, not even a wave, bro. Just...
He was thinking about catching that PJ to get out of there.
Oh, dude, but I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, it is definitely a style thing. I mean, you saw Shea. I mean, Shea is just that guy, so whatever he does, his aura is insane. And Luka just clearly give two fucks. I don't think he has yet to have a good fade. When he's again with a barber. I know that when he first got in the season, he was getting cooked.
Yeah, I want to say that I listened to the podcast today finally, but the day that we left for Mexico was when the Luka Doncic JJ Redick podcast came out, and in the podcast he's talking about JJ Redick was asking him why he was wearing that little thin headband. Yeah, and he was talking about how haircuts are too expensive, and he was talking about how he's paying $100 for a cut.
Oh yeah. Okay. Now, yeah, I was like, I saw the thing, and I was like, did I watch this? Yeah, no way in hell Luka's paying $100 for a haircut. I mean, yeah, I know he's making for him that's nothing, clearly. Yeah. But I mean, it just shows how
crazy.
Everyone...
if he's paying $100 for a cut, and he's getting nabbed, bro. Imagine, bro, just call up Hiram. He might get a yab
literally,
sesh.
Yeah.
He'll get a yab sesh, but
he's paying the $100 to not get the yab sesh.
That's facts. I'll
pay the $100 not to get the yab sesh. Oh man, Luka, you need to find you someone better, man. $100 for hoeing you, my guy. Don't let them do that to you. And if you're the barber doing it to him, you're a cruel man. I'm telling you that right now. I wouldn't even be charging Luka if I'm being honest. I'd do it for free.
That's probably fair. But anyway, I think that is it with the NBA. Now I think it's time to talk about you're defending.
You're who?
World champion. You're reigning defending world champion Texas Rangers.
Yeah, who's that?
Yeah,
the Texas Rangers.
They're back, baby. They're back.
Oh man, I love baseball.
So spring training's back officially. Yeah, spring training's officially back in. Pitchers and catchers was reported mid last week.
Yeah, Wednesday.
Wednesday, and then position players officially reported today.
Yep.
What are some of the storylines that's going around spring training? And was it Surprise Arizona? I'm definitely trying. I don't know if I'll actually do it. I know I mentioned it. I kind of want to go out there for a game or two. Just go a weekend and suppose because you get really close to everything. The action's right there. Yeah, cheap tickets.
It's just
cheap tickets.
It's just like a pickup. It's just like a YMCA field, if I'm not mistaken. So, but yeah, spring training's back for your reigning World Series champs. If you guys forgot, as Alson gladly introduced them. The biggest story before Josh Young got hurt was definitely Wyatt Langford being there and how absolutely yoked he looks. And he's rocking 82.
That's the future.
Rocking 82, and it's just briefly I'll talk back a little bit back to the Mavericks. It's how Luka makes the number 77 look cool.
Yeah.
Imagine you're a little kid, right? And you're on a basketball team, soccer team, whatever. They hand you 77.
Busted.
What does that mean?
Busted.
You sucked.
Busted.
You sucked. You were like, damn, your mom paid last minute. You're here. Everyone got their numbers.
We had in the bag.
I have a 77 for you. That's it. And then you got Wyatt Langford with 82. I mean, you had it was like Hamilton. He had
34.
Josh Hamilton rocked what?
32.
No, he rocked 32. Whatever Evan Carter rocks, because it's the same number, I think.
Yeah. 32.
So you got numbers like him, man, I don't know. It just looks right for some reason. 82 looks like the wide receiver number, but I don't know. I mean, that's the talk, and like we talked about it already. All the MLB Rookie of the Year rankings outside the MLB, all the sporting betting sites. He's up there for Rookie of the Year. So they're saying that you're going to see Wyatt Langford in the big leagues this year. We were kind of talking about that he might have been in the big leagues last year. He was close. Bruce Bochy said that they were going to try everything. He was the next guy. He was going to be the next guy. He just got drafted. He just played. He just finished college ball, and that he might make the opening roster because he might be your DH and rotating outfield with everyone. He might make the opening day roster.
I got a hot take. You want to hear a hot take?
I'll hear a hot take.
Okay, where's the All-Star game at this year?
Texas Rangers at Globe Life Field.
Okay,
with Bruce Bochy, head coach of the AO, American League.
I think.
No, you're not gonna say he's an All-Star.
No. Well, Josh Young was an All-Star as a rookie. He was also a starter as a rookie.
He was as a third baseman.
Okay, Wyatt Langford.
Yeah, but he started the year before. Okay, go ahead. I'll let you finish.
Wyatt Langford.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Makes opening day roster.
Mm-hmm.
Gets invited to the home run derby as the hometown participant. Wins the home run derby. Wyatt Langford.
I did not know you were going to go that way.
Wyatt Langford wins the home run derby.
I did not know you were going to go that way. I did not know you were going to go that way.
That's a hot take. It's a hot take. Hey, I wasn't. That's the thought. That's the thought. I mean, he's got. You seen the legs? You seen the legs on that man?
Dude, I've seen the legs. I've seen the legs.
They're big. They're big dogs. I'm just saying.
He's a big guy. Mm-hmm.
I think that if somebody's gonna do it from the Rangers, it's Adolis Garcia or it's Wyatt Langford. And why not?
Adolis was already in the home run derby, right?
Yeah, so let's let Wyatt Langford have a shot.
Wait, he was, right? Am I mistaken?
I think so. I'm pretty sure he was. I'm pretty sure he was.
I know Joey Gallo was in one. Corey Seager was sadly in one. He was really bad.
Oh, yeah.
He's another guy that just does not care. Has Adolis been in one?
I'm looking up right now.
I want to say he's not.
Yeah.
Oh, he is?
He was in it this past year. And he lost to Randy Arozarena.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
in the first
round. Yep. Okay, that's what I was like. I think he's already made it, so it might be someone else. And who's another power hitter on the team that hits bombs? Exactly. There's
nobody really. Yeah, nobody really. Like Evan Carter has a high OPS, but he has a high OPS because he makes contact, he gets on base, and he gets doubles.
He gained 20 pounds though. He gained 20 pounds.
193. He's still slender though. He's still slender. Get him up to that Wyatt Langford training plan. That Wyatt Langford training plan.
Man, oh man.
Freak. Freak.
Look
at his legs.
Crazy. Yeah, that's a crazy take by you though. Like that sounds like if this were to go that way, like I don't. You do a really good job getting my hopes up. Yeah,
today's February
20th.
February 19th.
Yeah, 19th.
Yeah, February 20th. Wyatt Langford, home run derby MVP, or home run derby winner. Come on now. I like it. So, anyway, what else is going on with the Rangers? Anything?
So yeah, we got a scare. Sadly, it was Josh Young. There's a video. You can see the video. He's just picking up ground balls like normal. And he just feels a little stretch on his calf. He walked away. They said it's a calf strain. He'll be fine. A couple weeks. So hopefully he's back by like 2 or 3 weeks. He'll be back like middle of March, right before season, which is like we all kind of. If you don't know Josh Young, he has yet to ever play a full season, even in the minors. I mean, even in the majors. I mean, last year you saw him miss a lot of time because of his finger, but that wasn't him. It was a line drive to his hand. Like there's nothing he could have done there. But not that he's injury prone, but. I mean, you expect it from him just to get hurt at some point in the season. So it is before the season, which is good. So he should be fine. Corey Seager is still recovering too from his hernia. He should be back for opening day, I think.
Yeah, it said it would be close. I mean, if he doesn't make it, I'm not going to be too stressed. It's a long season, and honestly, I think at the end of the day, right now, it's good. It's good because it gives guys like Justin Foscue, it gives guys like Ezekiel Duran, Josh Smith, it gets them reps in at second base, or I mean, even if it means like giving them time at DH or shortstop, or I guess shortstop. Sorry for Seager, but gives them reps at that to say like, hey, maybe they're a guy that can show like, oh, well, we don't need. Maybe Justin Foscue can be the guy where like we don't need Ezekiel Duran. Like let's have Justin Foskey around as that guy that can be our utility infielder that can hit
Mhm.
well. Or I mean, maybe Josh Smith takes a step forward. I mean, I feel like he's been a good defensive replacement, but he can't hit for a better average than 208 or something stupid like that. Or maybe Ezekiel Duran just proves that he can be the guy that can actually sustain it over a whole year instead of just balling until the All-Star break and then not getting traded and shitting the bed. So
I mean, if he just hoops when he has to, like when it takes someone to get hurt for him to hoop and hit like over 300, it's fine by me. Again, just know your role. That's all I need from him. But yeah, position's gonna be out for grabs. I know it was Ornelas and Foscue going at it today. I saw like at bat. They were just kind of going back and forth.
yeah,
There's definitely guys fighting for, I think, the DH spot if they just think that Langford is not quite just.
No,
I don't know.
he's him.
I don't know.
He's him.
I mean, I know he is, but I'm excited to see all that stuff coming up for spring training, and then next thing you know, it's going to be opening day on ESPN at 6:35, I think, against the Chicago Cubs on a Thursday afternoon.
Wyatt Langford walk-off home run is going to be crazy. From the 4 spot.
He's not going to be in the 4 spot. He is not going to be in the 4 spot.
No, he's not going to be 4 spot.
No.
He's not going to be 4 spot.
He's going to be like the 8th or 9th or 7th.
Who was the 4 spot?
That's
was
crazy.
it Mitch Garver? Was it Mitch Garver? Mitch Garver was the 4 spot. No, it was Josh Young. It was Josh Young.
Josh wasn't in the 4 spot. No, he wasn't. He was not the cleanup hitter.
He was a 4 spot for a bit.
It was
Simeon, Seager, Adolis.
Was Adolis?
Actually,
no, I think Adolis was 4.
No,
Adolis was 4.
No.
Nate Lowe was
Adolis
3
was...
every now.
Yeah,
no,
Nate Lowe was
occasionally, depending. He kind of went down the lineup.
Yeah, so I think in the World Series, Evan Carter ended up being the 2 spot. I think it was Simeon, Carter, Seager, Adolis, Garver at the 5 as a DH. Then you had Lowe at 6. Jonah Heim at 7. No, Jonah Heim at 8, Josh Young at 7, and then Leote at 9.
Okay,
right?
So I found the starting lineup for Game 3.
Was that
Evan Carter? Evan Carter was in the 4 hole.
Yeah, Evan Carter was in the 4 spot for a second.
Simeon, Seager, Garcia, Carter, Garver, Heim, Lowe, Young, and Tavares.
Yeah. See, I wasn't that far off. Actually.
What'd you get wrong?
I had Adolis at.
Well, yeah, because that's if he was playing. Yeah.
I had Seager at 2. I had.
Mm-hmm.
I had Carter at 3. Adolis at 4. Garver at 5. Lowe at 6. Heim at 7. Young at 8. Leote at 9.
Yeah.
So
not bad. Not bad. It's been a while. We slept a lot.
Off the dome is crazy.
Off the dome is crazy. Yeah, it is crazy. I try to get it. That's how I was like, no, I was like 4, but I guess it wasn't even Carter, but no.
Yeah.
I don't think Wayne Langford would be down the lineup if that were to happen.
Crazy. I mean, imagine you got Simeon. Like, imagine you go Simeon, Carter, Seager, Adolis at 4.
You probably have Carter leaning off, maybe, I think, if that's what you're gonna do. Ideally you lead off hitter, so that brings everyone down.
Yeah, because he's a lefty, right? Carter's a lefty?
Yeah.
Carter and Seager are lefties, right? So I think what they said were there. I think a talk was going Carter, Simeon, Seager, Adolis, because that means you're right, left.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think at 5 you could go
probably Josh Young.
What
if you want to go back, or unless you want to go low. No, Josh Young is righty. If you want to keep going lefty, righty, then go low.
I think
then
you go
Young.
Low at 5.
Or you can put Heim up there if you want a switch hitter too.
Yeah, I don't know. There's so many ways that you could go about it. We're getting into semantics at this point.
This is good.
We're getting into semantics.
We'll get to it. Close to the season, we'll give us our best prediction on the starting lineup and how pitching will do it. It's gonna be scary a little bit because all the guys are not gonna be back until.
We're gonna have Monty back by then, so.
Yeah. Okay. I hope you're right. I really hope you're right because you can't even on betting sites. You can't even bet on Montgomery to be a Ranger.
Yeesh. Damn.
So
Scott Boras. Blame Scott Boras.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's all I got for baseball.
Yeah, that's kind of all we got for the first episode back after a little 2-week hiatus. Any final thoughts for the people? Anything you want to get off your chest? You want to talk about West Ham? You want to talk about FC Dallas? I mean, anything you want to get off your chest?
Oh fuck! I do not want to talk about West Ham. No, I do not want to talk anything
That's
about West Ham.
That's
There's
fair.
nothing
Hey,
good to talk about West Ham.
Figured that
FC Dallas, they're about to kick off soon, right?
Yeah, I low key kind of pumped. I think they're going to be pretty decent this year. I think they're going to be decent.
Yeah, I'll start paying attention to them more. I really didn't watch them last year. We definitely got to catch out some games too. I know.
Yeah, facts.
I think I went to 2 games last year.
Yeah, I think I went to 1 game last year. So I was a bad fan last year, but this year I'm kind of back on the bandwagon
too. All right, let's do it. Yeah,
back on the bandwagon this year.
Yeah, I'm there. All right.
Yeah. No, that's pretty much it.
Oh, Dallas Stars lost today. They played today like at 2 o'clock or 12 o'clock and they lost.
Yeah, a little overtime.
They were winning, then they tied one. They're up, tied, and they went to OT and then lost.
They're studs. They're balling right now too. I think they're hooping.
Yeah, I know. I gotta start paying attention to them more too. So
yeah,
and go to one of their games. I have to go to one of their games.
Yeah. Well, that is episode 25, a quarter of Austin and Ollie, a sports podcast. Guys, thank you so much for listening. Thank you. We really do appreciate it. Sorry, got a little burp there. Had a little bit of dinner. Yeah, we appreciate it, guys. Seriously, go check us out on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, not Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok.
Facebook, yeah, you go to Facebook.
We might be getting a little bit more active on Twitter. Something we've talked about. Yeah. Probably should do.
Shit, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Probably should do. But yeah, go check us out, do all that stuff. Interact with us. You don't like something we said, let us know. We'll argue with you. We'll do it all the time. That's what we do for fun.
Easily, yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, like I said at the beginning of the episode, guys, subscribe, rate 5 stars, like it if it's on YouTube, share, tell your friends, all that stuff. Be a friend, tell a friend. We really appreciate it. But until next time, next week, we will see you guys then. This has been Austin Ollie, a sports podcast, signing off one more time. Goodbye.